Hello Perky Amigos family, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be discussing about the academic statement of purpose, that's your SOP. And as you guys know that if you're applying for a graduate degree in United States, then you need to write a good statement of purpose. And this is one of the major determining factor on your application package, and this is how the admission committee is going to determine if you are eligible to be studying in the United States. It's not everything, but it's definitely one of the major things. And if you want to see how it works, stay tuned. I'll see you. Hi. So as I was saying, the statement of purpose is definitely one of the major things that determines your application package, and it impresses the admission committee if you have a solid background and experience in an area of interest, and also it is a potential for your successful career in United States. So yes, I would say that definitely if you have any blemishes or gaps or any weaknesses, definitely mention them in your academic SOP, but try to give your weaknesses, but be honest and brief. Do not write an entire story about everything. And also, if you can turn your negative points that you have, either if you have at all in your academic career, then turn the negative ones into positives if possible. Focus only on the process where you overcome your negative things and remain persistent and how resilient you were. So focus on these things. So stay tuned to the end of this video, because at the end of this video I'll be giving you some tips, and to the entire video I'll be giving you how you should write an academic SOP and what are the steps that you should be following. But if you stay until the end, I promise you I'm gonna give you some awesome tips for that. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see such good videos and informative videos on how to pursue your education in United States. So don't go away. Press the bell icon on your YouTube app now. Subscribe to Perky Amigos and never miss our latest videos. Stay tuned. So some basic facts that you should follow before writing an SOP, I'll give you 10 points. The first point is the writing should be very formal. Do not elaborate everything in a very casual way. If you want, you can elaborate some facts which are necessary, but do it in a very formal way. Second, use proper conversation which can be of active voice. So sometimes some universities, they ask for passive voice in your SOP, but I would recommend, like most of the time, most of the time, it's always recommended that you use an active voice while you're writing your SOP. Third, use positive perspective. So as I said, that if you have any negative point, try to convert them into positive things, like how you had some obstacles, you have some gaps, you have some weaknesses. It's fine, try to include them, but try to turn those negative things into positive ones so that it can strengthen your application package and your statement of purpose. That is the whole purpose of why you want to study, like higher study and all this stuff. So yes, the fourth point, be truthful but wise. So as I said, you have to be truthful and honest, but be brief and be wise while you're choosing your words. So while you are describing your weaknesses or while you are like confessing your stuffs, be truthful but be wise. So choose your words and your sentences very wisely. That's very important. Fifth point, include strengths and weaknesses. Definitely include your strengths, but do not forget to include your weakness. So when a person who will be the admission committee will be evaluating your statement of purpose, when they see your statement of purpose, they look for, oh, this person doesn't have any flaws, it means it is hiding something. So do not do that. If you have any flaws, like everyone, we have something or another flaws, so try to include that. It might be that you Yes, you sometimes become impatient, you are sometimes like lazy. So whatever it is, but choose your words wisely, but try to include both the strengths and the weaknesses. Okay, next point, should highlight a strong writing sense. Yes, because in a graduate study they see how good you write. So when you'll be giving your English proficiency test, so they'll be looking at your grades for your speaking as well as writing. So speaking is very important because here you'll be like communicating in English all the time, and most of the time you'll be talking with Native American people or maybe international people as well. So you need to have a very good communication skill, and writing is majority of the stuff that takes you in a graduate degree. So you have to write papers, you have to write reviews, you have to write articles, you have to write reports. So a lot of things that comprises in a graduate study, and make sure you have that skill. So your statement of purpose can give them a glimpse of what you have the ability of writing in your academic career. Yeah. The seventh is proofread before submitting. If you have any teacher that you know can be good in English and can who has a good sense of how to write a good report and good statement, so make sure you go and check that with them. Also, the US Council, which is there in your country, they offer some service where they can proofread for you. So go ahead, and whatever service is available wherever you can trust, go and show them so that your writing is perfect. So make sure it's good enough to submit in a graduate college in the United States. So proofread before submitting. That's what I would to say. Okay. Number 8, pay attention to good vocab and grammar. So it's very important while you are writing a statement of purpose to include good vocabulary, and also make sure that your grammar is perfect. So you're not using wrong grammar, because from a graduate student it is always like expected that they will be knowing those basic vocab and basic grammar things. So make sure you're using good grammar and vocab as well. 9, less wordy, but it should be very well organized. So make sure you're organizing. So in a while I'll tell you what are the steps of organizing, or how you should write a perfect SOP. So also I'll be including a template of a SOP in my description below, so make sure you go and check it. If you have any doubt, you can always comment me down below, or you can ping me in my social media. So it's always advisable that you use very less word. What is less wording? So if you're using a sentence that is too long, try to paraphrase it, try to rephrase it, and use less word, but it should be very well organized. It should not look messy, it should not look like a long stretchy thing which is like getting stressed up without any reason. Do not make your statement of purpose look like that. Next is the 10th point. If possible, get it checked by any teacher or peers who has a good grip in English, and after you have done everything, make sure to proofread before submitting. Okay, so we are done with the basic points that you should look before starting for a SOP. Now I'll tell you how to write a proper SOP, or what are the contents of an academic statement of purpose. The first thing goes, so this will be the body of your SOP, right? And the first thing is autobiography. So what goes in autobiography? You have to introduce yourself, you have to introduce your interest, your motivations, and what are the things that motivates you, what are the research interests you have. Try to include those things in the autobiography. That goes for the first initial paragraph or initial stuff in your SOP. The second thing is you have to summarize previous academic careers. So after you have introduced yourself and your research interest and your motivation, then summarize your research or your academic career, what you have. Give some vivid examples as well. What was the thing that motivated you to continue your academic career in this particular subject? So try to give some vivid examples, or make it like a story. It should be a scientific story, or it should be reflecting as a journey of your life, but it should not be lengthy and wordy. So make sure you are a statement of purpose is a very compact, I will say, document which has everything, which is organized, which is brief, which is wise, and which is written very smartly and written very in a very enthusiastic way. So the person who will be reading will be having an interest to continue read it, and will also have a grip on what is the student capable of. That is very important. So make sure you are including all this type of thing when you're writing your statement of purpose, and make sure you are making it worthy for a graduate school to choose you. Okay, what you should be summarizing in your academic career is you should be including your academic degrees, you should be including your research experiences, you should be including your publication, you should be including work experience or internship, extracurricular activities, and if you have any other achievements, make sure to include them. Also make sure to include kind of any leadership skill if you have, or how you have managed your function or organization or whatever stuff you have done, which has like strengthened you, not good in an academic point of view but also good as a leader, because it is very important when you join an graduate college. It is very important, then they want to see some leadership skill in you. So make sure that you include those stuff if you have, but if you don't have, it's fine. Try to emphasize more on your plus point or your positive sides. Okay, after these two are done, the third step is try to mention your current or recent work relevance. So try to relate your research interest and what has motivated you for the next step that you want to take. So maybe if you're applying for masters, then why you're taking masters, what has influenced you to do that, what has motivated you to do that. If you're going for PhD, what has motivated you for choose the research plan of action. So that's all. So make sure that you are including your current status. If you are doing nothing, I would say it is very necessary, or it is a very positive if you are doing something, like try to engage yourself in some activity like which is relevant to a research. If not, try to take some online courses. Make sure you are not giving them a sense that you are doing absolutely nothing, because that can be sometimes a negative point for your application package. So you definitely don't want to do it. So there are lots of options available. If you want me to do a separate video on that, ping me down below so I can do a separate video on that. Next point is why you are. So the last paragraph should include why you are choosing this particular grad school. So after they have read about you all the stuffs, now they want to know that why you're choosing this particular grad school for your higher studies. That is very important to include. So in that, elaborate your area of interest. Try to write like how this area of interest that you have is related to what program you're applying to in the grad school that they already have, and how you actually it should be how you fit into that particular program or that particular research lab. Try to include some of the name of the different professors that you want to work with, and also why you want to work with them. It should be very brief, it should not be wordy. I'm trying to emphasize on this point that make your statement of purpose look very smart, very organized. It should have all the information, but it should not also have like all the information, if that makes any sense. The next thing you want to include is end your statement of purpose with a very positive enthusiasm. Like this is the thing, this is the reason why I want to continue my grad or my PhD degree, and this is where I see myself in next 5 to 10 years, and this is how I want to pursue my career, and this is how this program is going to change or influence my life in a better way. So try to give them a positive side of yours, and also make them realize that you are passionate about what you are doing, because PhD is all about the stuff that you are passionate. If you're not passionate enough, you won't go for PhD. And I believe like most of the people who have gone for PhD, or I can say from my personal point of view, that most of the people that I know, they have gone for PhD, they are passionate about their work. Try to show that, display that passion for your work. Okay, so we are done on how to do the SOP and all the tips and tricks, but now I want to give you some additional tips. So thank you for staying this long and being with me. So additional tips. First, every program they have, also I'll be giving you some cons, like some don'ts at the end. So stay tuned to the end to see what are the don'ts you should not be doing in a statement of purpose. The first tips that I want to give you is every program, every grad school, they have their own requirements. So make sure you are going and checking them individually, and then trying to make a note of under each school that you are applying to, what are their requirements. and then you have to always like edit your SOP according to different school. Do not send the same SOP to every school. Try to edit it according to their own requirements of the school. Next, include if anything has affected your scores or grade, but do not give any excuses. There should be genuine causes. Present it as a strength, inspiration, or a motivation. Okay, try to present a strong reason on why they are going to choose you as a potential grad student. Remember, the school that you are applying to, they have thousands or hundreds of applications that is falling into their school every year, and out of those 1,000 and 100 applications, they are going to choose just few, just like you can count them with your fingers. They are so few. So make sure that you give them a very good sense that why they are going to choose you over all the students as a potential grad student. This is very important. Self-motivation, consistency, persistence, dedication, competent and prepared for the next step. Make sure you have these qualities. If not, I'm sure the grad school is going to polish you into that. Definitely. Next, try to make it like a storytelling, as I said you, but should be professional and have a sense to academic professors. Like, it should be a continuation. It should be descriptive, but it should be very concise. Be concise, specific, and limited to mostly, if I'll say that it is very good if you limit to like maximum 1 or 2 pages, or you can say like 1,000 words. That's fine if said otherwise. If sometimes some SOP they go for like 500 words, so you have to be very smart in writing that, because you have to include everything. You have to include your flaws, your interest, your academic degrees, your experience, everything, and you have to be very brief and very concise, and like pay attention to the word limit. If it doesn't have any word limit, I would say to be safe, 1,000 words or 2 pages is fine in a Word document. Include the name of the researcher with whom you want to work, and also make sure that you're including your future goals. As I say, like how I see myself or where I see myself in next 5 years or 10 years or after this degree completion. Make sure you're including that. Okay, so now we are done with the tips. The final stage where for whom you guys are waiting to is your don'ts. So these are the stuff that you should never do in your statement of purpose. First thing, do not use complicated sentences, and also do not use too vague sentences. Make sure the sentences are concise, they are organized, and the sentences are something which are meaningful, they are scientific, they are genuine, honest, brief. Remember these words. These keywords are everything that you need while writing an SOP. The second don't is do not make it wordy. As I said, they get bored, or everything depends on how they are reading your first initial few lines or sentences while they're reading your SOP. If they feel interested, they will read till the end. Sometimes they don't get interested and they just don't read it, and that can decline your whole application package. So statement of purpose plays a very important role while you're applying to a grad school. So that's all for today. I hope these tips and tricks and all the points that I said about do's and don'ts are really helpful for writing your SOP. It has helped me a lot, and I'm definitely sure that it's going to help you as well. So if you have any comments, if you have any suggestion or question, make sure that you're commenting down in the comment section, or you can ping me in my social media as well. And me and SOUVIK will be very happy to help you guys. And also SOUVIK is going to be doing his videos about this segment very soon, so I won't reveal the dates, but it's going to be on air soon. And yes, stay perkier and be our amigos for life, and stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys. If you have not subscribed, then please go ahead, subscribe, and like, share, and comment.